Good morning, everybody. This is Marisa Fletcher here, and I'm with Miss Chrislyn Yim. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
And this is our weekly Thursday training, Women of Power, Power Partners. Thank you guys so much for being here and coming back. We are going to have a good training today. But first, we're going to do what we always like to do. We like to intro the women mentor on this call. So I'm Marisa Fletcher. That's Miss Chrislyn Yim. And then we have Miss Cynthia Alvidrez, all mentors here with Power and all here to give you tools, resources, and information to help you grow your business. So thanks for being here. This week, I'm going to be doing the training, Your Network Equals Your Net Worth. It's pretty much the path that I use to get to mentor within Power in less than 4 months. But before we do that, we know what we always like to do first. We like to have a recognition moment. I'm going to turn this over to Miss Chris. You want to take over?
Yeah, come on, everybody. We're so excited to be back after Thanksgiving, just getting the wheels started again and just building momentum. But I just wanted to share a couple of wins that we have here with our team. We do have a few installations that are taking place. We won a contract that was sold by another company, even with a higher price. So that's definitely a win. And I do have a few people here. Stephanie Nava just recently closed another deal. Stephanie, do you want to share about how you got that deal?
Hi, yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so I want to share. I actually door knocked, and sorry, it's because we're like in the same place and it's like staticky. Okay, so I door knocked and then we continue following up. I'm not sure which one we're talking about. We just closed a couple. Which one are we talking about?
Just anyone, the latest one.
So yeah, it was a great experience.
Nice. And from door knocking, very, very nice. How long did you have to door knock that lead? Do you want to share a little bit more?
Yes, hello, sorry. Yes, so to be honest, just I make it consistently. I don't stop. I make sure I commit, rather it's 4 hours out of my day, whatever it is, but I make sure I go at least 4 or 5 times a week.
Beautiful. I love it. Great advice. Consistency is the key, right, ladies? I think we know that in this industry. Thank you for your share, Stephanie. Anybody else? Chris, you have any more shares for us?
I just want to give credit to Stephanie. She really works hard when she goes out there door knocking. And one thing I've seen is that it's the follow-up game. She may not get a close the first meet, but it's the consistency in her follow-up that really gets her the win. So yeah, I think that's it. Is there anybody else that has a win that they want to share?
Well, I guess I can share my recent win. I had my second system installed just yesterday on my house. So I got my second system installed, and then I had another client get an install. So I've got to do some marketing here around that, especially around my own house. Got to do some marketing here and doing clover leafing and letting people know about that recent install. And then I also had another young lady that joined my team just yesterday. I think she's on the call as well. I think I saw her jump in. She probably doesn't want to talk right now, but she just joined the team. So she's getting ready to get revved up and get out there and start becoming a bill collector. So nice. Who else has a win to share? Anybody move up to a T2 or a T3, maybe co-hosted or hosted an event?
Yeah, this is Tracy.
Nice. Go ahead, Tracy. The floor is yours.
Yeah. So I got this utility bill for this homeowner in Vegas that I'm working on. And then just this morning, probably about 30 minutes ago, I had another ambassador sign up. And she hopefully is going to end up becoming a salesperson, but she's starting as an ambassador. So that's 2 pretty good wins this week. Oh, and I got my first commission check since joining Power this week. So that was awesome.
Nice. Feels good to get those type of wins, right?
Nice
Any
job,
win is
Tracy.
good, Checks are good too. Oh, and there's our
Got a
brother
quick one.
Jonathan. Hey, let's go. You got the
Hey,
floor.
women, wanted to come say hi real quick. I think it's awesome that you guys are leading from the front, and we need a lot more women and men on here too. Quick success story. You know, Jarrett comes from home security, ADT, Jarrett McAllister here. And
Jared.
he could tell how we met David and how that connection came. So
Yeah. So as Jonathan said, you know, I came from the home security world, 20 years ADT. And one of our mutual installers I've worked with in the past referred, said, hey, you know, this guy, David Hatfield, owns number 5 dealership, ADT dealership in the country, looking to get involved with solar. Yeah, we had a conversation, found out he lived in Vegas. We had a 4-way conversation between Bernasso, Charles, myself, and him. And yeah, set up a meeting. I flew out to Vegas yesterday and stayed with him. And we all had a lunch meeting, and it went extremely well. So potentially onboarding him with 200 reps that currently produce 500 ADT sales a month. These are all homeowners, you know, and some of them currently know how to sell solar. So could be a potential huge win. He said, send me the link, wants to get started. So yeah, I'd like to share that with you guys. So anything is possible, man. Think big.
think
Think
big.
big, you guys.
Awesome. Jared, you said they're franchised?
They're an ADT dealership.
Oh, they're a dealership.
They're a
Okay.
dealership. Yeah, ADT doesn't do franchises, they do dealerships.
So does Brinks Home Security. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah. And as you guys do know, I mean, ADT purchased Sun Pro
Right.
last year, and apparently it's kind of gone to shit.
Shit
Or
show.
like yeah, it's like not good. Ever since ADT touched it, now it's like, you know, the solar program. It's an old time security company now trying to run a solar company. So, but it makes so much sense. I mean, if you guys know ADT reps, Brinks reps, any type of home security rep, it's peanut butter and jelly. They already have rapport with the company or with the customer, right? They've already trusted them. It's a simple upsell. And honestly, that's how I got my first solar sale. I had an ADT. I sold a lady a brand new home, or she just bought a brand new home. I sold her a security system. And at the end said, hey, would you be interested in a free solar quote? Yes. I tagged Bernasso. He actually drove out there and did a presentation. This is back in the day. He closed it. We both made $4,700. So when you could present that type of opportunity to a security rep,
It's no
it
brainer.
is a no-brainer. So share that with you guys, you know.
Little nugget there. And I just wanted to add too, Marisa, you said you had an install or two recently and you want to work the neighborhood. Just went into Powur Marketing and the automated postcards and marketing signage center. And you can literally define an area, radius, or lines up to 3,000 homes and like do a little bit of a postcard campaign. I think it's super exciting. So I would try that too.
Yeah, our
Amazing.
marketing center is tricked out. For anyone who hasn't checked it out lately, it's amazing what they have prepared in there, and all the material too that are fillable flyers and door hangers. Everything they have there is really impressive.
Very nice. Very nice. Thank you. Thanks everyone for those shares and those wins. I love them. Love them, love them, love them. Is there anyone else that wants to jump on and share with us? Going once, going twice. Okay, hearing no more and seeing nothing in the chat. Don't think. Let's move on. Thank you guys for jumping on with us. We want to let everyone know to mark their calendars. Here are the important trainings. There's so much training. There's so much available to us that we just want to give you some of the ones that you want to put on your calendar and make sure you join. Of course, you're on today's training. You're already here today. December 5th, 5 p.m. That's our Powur Hour, our nightly evening Powur Hour call, where you want to invite anyone that might be interested in finding out more about Powur. On December 6th at 10 a.m., 10 to 11, we have our very own Jonathan and Jared and the Tom Cotter team. They're going to be hosting their Tuesday trainings, and they're going to have a national solar trainer, Danny Pressey. I hear that he is in very high demand. I'm looking forward to hearing what he has to say about solar and getting his tips and tricks. So you guys want to join, it's Zoom with JB. There's no cost for that. On Wednesday, December 7th at 9 a.m. from 9 to 1, we have our masterclass immersive and our CEO call. So it's a training, intense training. I think we're going to have roofing training that day, plus a lot more. Plus after that, Jonathan Budd jumps on and tells us what's going on in the industry. You don't want to miss that. On Saturday, we have Powur Day. It's live. It's across all different states that Powur operates in. We will be having one in California, looking like maybe San Diego, Buena Park, not sure yet, but we will let everyone know. But if you go ahead and register on powurcalendar.com, you'll get the latest and greatest updates. So you can be there, have your team there, get some learning, training, bring any guests that want to learn more about Powur to that live event. It's a very good event if you haven't been to one. It can really make or break. It can help you change your business. Also, again, there's a lot of other training, but just in a nutshell, we've got some enterprise training if you want to know more about that platform. We have Building with Bobby on Fridays, how to build your organization in state, across state, however you want to build it. And then some LinkedIn training as well, plus a lot more. Just check out the Powur calendar and get that stuff scheduled in on your calendar. You don't want to miss these events. And next week, we want you to come back because we have our very own Chrislyn Yim. She is going to be teaching on Smart Start in Solar. Chris, do you want to jump on real quick and tell us what that's going to be about?
Yes, it's going to be super exciting. Just, to help those that are just jumping on the platform. It's going to really help you get started quickly and just know how to navigate the platform and what resources to use so that you could be successful in the Powur platform. So, yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for that. And with no further delay, actually, it appears there's a little bit of a delay, but I'm trying to pull up the slides, you guys, so that I can jump in to this training. Your network is your net worth. Having a little bit of technical challenges, but I'll get it figured out. I always do. Screen 2, share. All right, can you see my screen 2? Can you see my screen? Yeah, okay, I see a thumbs up. All right, thanks everybody for bearing with me. I'm gonna be teaching today, your network equals your net worth. I'm basically gonna be sharing with you how I maximize my solar sales business, all virtually, pretty much part-time. I'm still full-time in real estate, and these are the things that I do on a daily basis to get the results that I get. Before I do that, I'll just give you a little intro for the few that might not know me that are on the call. I am a part of a husband and wife team. My bread and butter is in real estate. Been a part of real estate for over 20 years. Owned a big box franchise, had a bunch of agents, training them and teaching them how to sell houses the right way. Introduced to Powur. Now we still do our real estate, but we do Powur as well. I've got a degree from Dominguez Hills, again, 20 years in real estate. I'm a real estate and solar trainer. I'm super passionate about the things I believe in. So home ownership and energy, owning your own energy is something I'm super passionate about. So you have to bear with me as we go through this. And then I also placed number 24 in the Powur Impact Journey contest. The reason why I am mentioning that, number one, I'm super proud of that achievement. But number two, I'm going to be sharing with you guys exactly what I've been doing for the past 2 years in order to make it into that contest. Okay. If you don't know what that contest is, basically we give donations. I'm sorry, it was a contest and it was based on how many families we were able to help over a 2-month period. So Powur took the top 25 sales reps. We were able to go down to Ensenada, Mexico. This was that build. I just completed this in November. It was for this single mom and her 2 kids. And then I had the pleasure of doing it once before and going down with the team and then doing that for this family here. So, it was hard work to get into the contest, but again, it was because for over 2 years, I've done the same steps over and over, and that's what I'm gonna go over with you guys here, okay? All right, so here's our agenda. Working smarter versus working harder, okay? And then here are the 6 referral sources that I use in my business in order to get to where I got to. First of all, number 1 was my sphere, my top list of 100. I've used networking groups, referral partners, events, ambassadors, social media. Those are the top 6 referral sources. But the first thing, before you even decide on which referral sources you want to work, before you decide how many you build, the first thing you really want to know and you really want to ask yourself is, how many referrals do you want to close per month? Okay. And just a quick, easy cheat sheet. If you want to close 1 to 3 referrals per month, that's pretty experienced, closing 1 to 3 referrals a month. 4 to 8 referrals, they call the intermediate level. Well, that's backwards. So intermediate first, experience second, but 9 to 15 is basically the expert level. And you can honestly get to 9 to 15 deals, personal deals a month, just by working your referral spheres, by working your network and just being consistent, okay? Okay, so first, the very first key in order to this consistency and working these spheres is that you've got to have affirmations. You've got to have confidence, affirmations. You got to know what it is that you're going for and what you want. So each morning before I start my solar day, whatever that day consists of, calls, talking to a client, I'm going to say some affirmations and pump myself up. And so I'm just going to go through those with you guys so you can see what's a part of my daily schedule. So my solar affirmations, I've got 2 sets, one for real estate and one for solar, but my solar affirmations are: closings happen every day, regardless of the market conditions. Okay, so regardless of what's going on around us, solar is getting sold 1 minute of every day in 2021, I believe was the stat. So closings are happening. Solar is a win-win. It's a win-win situation. You can't control the results, so you only focus on the actions. I've been in sales for a long time, and I learned a long time ago that we can't control people. You can't make someone say yes or make someone say no. That's not our decision, but we can control the actions. I can control how many people I talk to on a daily basis. Outwork every other rep in your market. I'm gonna outwork every other rep in my market. That's how I get to where I am. Okay, so that's one of my affirmations. Losing deals gives you future time back. So what that means is, you know, we lose deals. No one's 100% in any business anywhere. So there's times when we lose those deals. Or instead of looking at it, you know, getting down and letting it keep me down, I just look at it like, hey, you know, that just gained me my future time back or some future piece that I would have lost over the next couple of months while this install was going on. Business is 100% unlimited forever, right? There's 90 million homes that we need to service. That's pretty much unlimited potential for us. Competition doesn't exist. I'm not in competition with anyone. That's why I don't mind sharing all of my tips and tricks, right? I am in friendly cooperation with all of my peers. So competition doesn't exist. The more I waste time on people, the more money I make. Okay, so I think that speaks for itself. And then I put relationships over transactions every time, right? So those are the solar affirmations. That's what I believe. I believe that about my business. Gets me pumped up. Got to remind myself, okay? So the next question I want to ask is, well, why network and why work referral business, okay? And when I think about that, the answer for me, right, is because these things that you see in front of you, referrals sit much higher percentage. I don't have to chase a referral down. If someone is referring me their, you know, sister, family member, friend, neighbor, I usually don't have to chase that lead down. They're going to sit with me and hear what I have to say. They also close at a higher rate. Okay, so with my referrals that I'm getting, I know that I have a much higher closing ratio than if it's a cold lead or an internet lead or someone that I don't know or have any type of referral relationship with. They install at a higher rate. I have a really low cancellation rate because most of my business is referrals, okay? Referrals refer others at a higher rate. Okay, so after we close that deal, then they're going to refer me someone else at a much higher rate than someone that I met at another way, not a referral way. And then they also cancel at a lower rate. Okay, so those are 5 important things that I want for my business. Helps me save time, help me build a strong business. And so that's why my focus, my targets are all referral leads. I don't do any cold advertising or cold marketing. I do everything by referral for those reasons that I just stated right there. Okay, so I gave you all of my areas of referrals. The very first one and the main one is your sphere. I talk to people a lot, and the first thing I say is your sphere, and they say, well, I don't know anyone. And that's what we think, that's the first thought that comes to my mind, but we know a lot of people. And so when we say your sphere, here is who we're talking about, you know, people from your elementary school, high school, or college that you're still friends with today, you still talk to, right? Your community or your HOA board. If you're on an HOA board, that is an amazing sphere to have so you can help those homeowners with solar. Your hometown and current town group events, if you're really involved in your hometown or where you're living right now and they have group events, neighborhood block parties, anything like that, that's your sphere. You should be writing all those names down on your sphere list. Networking groups, we'll talk about that a little more later. Chamber of Commerce, any other speaking engagements that you do. All of those people are your sphere. Now, I didn't say, I didn't what's the word, filter out that list. I'm saying anyone that falls in that category. The reason why a lot of times we think that we don't have a good sphere list is because we filter those people off of our list. I'm going to show you a different way to handle those people that you're writing down on your list, okay? You don't want to filter anyone out. Just if you know someone, you have a relationship with someone, you know people in those groups, you know their names, first, last name, you know, you're in a soccer club, you're on the PTA. That's your sphere, that's your community, that's your tribe, and those are the people that you first want to start talking to about the solar opportunity. Okay, real estate agents, lenders, home inspectors, that's my big sphere because I come from a real estate background, obviously. And then other women realtors or other solar groups, all sphere list, okay? So what do we do with that sphere list? The very first thing that I did, following what Powur told me to do, was I got out my little memory jogger. I started writing down people in my sphere, labeling them, and then I decided how I was going to talk to them. Okay, so a lot of times when you think of your sphere, you're thinking, oh, I don't want to write this person down because I don't want to go ask them, do they want to go solar? I don't want to bother them. I don't want to ask them that. Okay, when I say don't filter, that's the reason why, right? When I wrote my list, I don't want to do that either. So when I wrote my list out, who I started with to make it easier for me to just get going, I started with people that could benefit from the ambassador program. So I have HCNA, homeowner consultant ambassador, right? So we were taught to write out the names and put which category we think they would fall in. I then took all the ambassadors and called them first because that was easy for me, made me comfortable, helped me build up my confidence in talking solar. Okay, and I called them and I said, hey, I'm with this great company, Powur. It's a solar company. And if you know someone that might be open to finding out about solar, every time someone goes solar with Powur, $1,000 referral to you. Is that something you might be interested in? Right? Doesn't cost anything to join. Most people say yes to that. As I'm doing that, I'm building up my confidence. And now I'm asking people in my BNI about the seller seat, or I'm asking people about that I know own a home about their electric bill. Okay, but the first thing you do is you start writing them out. Start with your top 50. You should do 100, but start with 50, label them, identify them, and then start making the calls to them. Okay, that's exactly what I did to get my first 3 deals. The second thing that I did to start getting business from, and my second largest source of business, is a networking group. I immediately joined a networking group. I chose BNI. There's a lot of networking groups out there. It doesn't have to be that one. That's a very good one, but there's a lot of groups out there. I chose BNI. I chose that group because they're a closed professional group. What that means is that there's only one professional or one entrepreneur, business owner per each profession. So in my group, in my chapter, there's only one solar representative. That would be me. There's a mortgage professional. There's a title officer. There's a real estate agent in that group. Okay. They're all business owners. They're all professionals about their group. And we meet every week. And our business is to pass referrals. I literally got 2 referrals last night from my life insurance partner. She's a life insurance agent. She gave me 2 people. One is her brother and one is her close friend. And they both need second systems. And I've already done a system on her house. Right. So going back to that first slide, she was in my BNI. She's a referral to me. She sat, she closed, and now she's passing me more business. Okay. So I always recommend that type of a group, because once you get to know, trust, and like somebody, and you know how they do their business, and you can relay that to everyone else, they'll know, trust, and like you, and they'll start bringing you referrals. Okay. BNI also requires you to treat your business like a business. You have to show up every week. You have to look for referrals to give. You have to teach people how to give you referrals. It helps you keep accountable to your own business, especially when you have a structure that's very open. Okay. And again, you pass referrals weekly. So if anybody is interested in the BNI group, Powur has a special partnership with them. So you just go to bnipartner.com/Powur. They have a special partnership with them where you can get some discounts on the cost for the group, because there is a fee to be a part of the group. Okay. There are other networking groups, like I mentioned. You want to take a quick screenshot. There's a group called Team Referral Partners. That's the one that Cynthia's involved in, and I know she's successful in that group. There's a group called LaTip. There's a group called Christian Business Partners. That group, I don't believe there's a fee to join that group. Okay. The Chamber of Commerce. It can be the Rotary Club or the Kiwanis Club. Any other real estate event or organization or real estate group, great groups to be a part of. And then anytime there's happy hour events, those are all type of networking groups where you're getting with the same people, getting to know, trust, and like each other so that you can pass referrals to each other. It's a prime source of great solar referrals. So if you're not a part of one of those groups, I would highly recommend you look into that. So that's my second largest source of business, my second leg. From that group, I built my third leg of business, right? Because in any sales organization, you have to have multiple avenues of business of where you're getting your leads from, okay? So I just went over 2 of my sources of leads. From that, I built my third one, which is referral partners, right? We talked a little bit about the ambassador program. It's a great program, and you can get referral partners to help bring you those leads. So I use my BNI group to go find referral partners. I also look on Yelp or Google. Anybody that's paying for marketing, they're looking for referrals. So I look for people that are paying for marketing, and I go and talk to them and make them my referral partners. Right now, my main referral partner is roofing companies, right? Or HVAC, electrical, general contractors. Okay, so what I do is I literally make meetings with them in BNI. The beauty of BNI is I'm in one chapter over here, but there's all these other chapters that are available that I could go visit. Okay. And so I can go visit another chapter and visit the roofing company in that chapter and talk to him and see if he works with a solar company or if he has a solar partner. Okay. So I do that. I strategically do that, find those people to have a meeting with, and then ask them, have they heard about Powur, and share information with them. Okay. And you want to target HVAC, roofers, pool people, termite guys. I've got a great home inspector that's bought me 4 referrals since we've met. And he's bringing them from his home inspections. Turf company, realtors, home security companies, like Jared mentioned, ADT, amazing people to talk to. They already have the audience in front of them. They're already used to door knocking or however they're getting those leads. So those are the people that I look for to build my referral partner team. Okay, so that's my third avenue. One of my biggest referral partners, obviously realtors. So I wanted to spend a little bit of time to talk about realtors. One of the biggest questions I get is, how do you deal with realtors, or how do you make relationship with them, or how do you talk to them? Okay, sometimes real estate agents, brokers, lenders, we can be a little bit of a tough group sometimes. So because I have experience, I'm in the industry, I'm going to share with you what I do, some things that you can do as well that will help you in that area. With realtors, it's always giver's gain. It's a win-win mentality. It's what's in it for me mentality. Like what can we exchange is more of that mentality. So the approach of just going to a realtor and saying, hey, I do solar, can you give me your clients? Might not be the best approach with everyone unless you already have a personal relationship with that realtor. But if it's a brand new realtor, you're trying to build a relationship, these are the things that I do and the things I suggest you do. Host free educational courses at the local real estate boards. You guys, that's gold, and it's not used as much. A lot of these boards are looking for information to educate their realtors. The key is education. You can't go there selling them, join today, join us now, but you go and educate them about solar, and then you make contact with them after, and you find a lot of great referral partners that way. You can sponsor real estate related events. There's a lot of events that are going on with real estate groups, and you can go and literally pay to sponsor, have a booth, and be there and sponsor those events. And when I say pay, it's not always super expensive. I sponsored an event recently. It was $500 for 3 days of a booth at a real estate event in LA. So, you just have to look and find, what can I sponsor? Where can I attend? Call your realtor. If you have a realtor, or if you know someone, your brother, sister, anyone that has a realtor, ask them if they know anyone that needs solar. Okay, and talk to them about the program. You'll get a chance to talk to them though, because they were referred to you by someone you know, either yourself or someone you know. You want to post blog posts or create content about solar and send it to realtors. I've got a few examples that I'll show you that I've created after this slide. On Eventbrite and Meetup, you know, if you don't mind meeting people and having conversations, those are great places to meet realtors. Realtors, investors buy solar too. They buy solars for their rental properties, okay? So those are great places to meet realtors and investors. You can always visit open houses to meet realtors to partner with. You know, on a Saturday, you see the open house signs out, it's around the corner from your house. Why not follow those signs, go and talk to the realtor if they're not with the customer and ask them about solar. Do they have solar as a part of their value add to their clients? Okay. You can offer co-branded marketing material with those realtors, either do videos or flyers and have that realtor partner with you. Find green realtors online and call to partner with them. So I have been a green certified realtor for a while now. Okay, and there's realtors that are green certified. All that means is that we're into renewable energy. We're into home efficiency. We're into helping our client figure out ways to reduce their energy costs. There's a website for that. If you want to meet a great realtor partner, start calling some of those realtors on that website and see if you can find just one. You only need one or two. Just find one or two that are willing to partner with you when they have clients that want to go solar. Okay. Do you know any lenders? Any real estate lenders, mortgage brokers, lenders out there? You can always ask them for a personal reference. They know tons of realtors. And here's another tip on that one. They know the good realtors, the realtors that are selling a bunch of houses, right? So if you have a lender buddy and you say, hey, I need a recommendation for a realtor that I can talk to, that will give me an audience for 5 minutes to have a conversation, they're going to give you the good ones, right? That are doing multiple transactions. Those are the ones you want to talk to. And then quite honestly, if you give from your heart and you share with realtors, it will pay you back. I know Cynthia has some real estate offices, or I think she has a couple offices on her team, and she got them from giving from her heart, showing up, training them, educating them, not expecting anything. And then eventually it turns into what we're looking for. That's really how to make relationships with real estate agents and lenders. It's not that quick, you know, one conversation and now it's going to pan out. That might happen, but for the most part, it's building a relationship, building trust. Okay. So I hope that answers questions about how to work with realtors. And I did say I would give a couple of examples if you're trying to make relationships with realtors that you don't know and you're going to do it from an email, right? Here's an example of an email that I send out from my company. So you can add, and this marketing piece came from Powur. Powur is focused on realtors, lenders. They have a special division, and they wrote this information. I changed the top 2 lines and that was it. I don't reinvent the wheel. I went and put it in a mail campaign, uploaded a list of realtor names I had and sent it out. If I only got 10 contacts, those are 10 conversations that I get to have about solar. And this is the same thing here, different example of an email. I use this once, then I use this, and we just keep trying different things. Okay. But that's how I get those referral partners. I've got a really good referral partner that I got from a campaign like that. All right. Okay. We're doing good on time. The next way that I get my business is at events. Hosting events or trying to do a type of event. I don't think that I've shared that I'm actually a little bit of an introvert, and I spend a lot of my days when I'm working or things like by myself. Nobody ever believes me when I say that. But when I'm talking about real estate or when I'm talking about solar, I'm really passionate and that comes out. So I don't appear to be an introvert. Well, how do I get business being an introvert? By doing events, by getting in front of large groups of people and talking. Now, a large group of people, and it doesn't have to be large. A large group to me is 5 people. I'll do a webinar, solar presentation with just 5 people on the line. That's fine. I'll do it with 3 people on the line, right? But I'm getting in front of groups of people. I'm not just doing it one-to-one. I'm doing group events. So here's another way that you can drum up those events. You can do events at your local gym. If you're a part of a gym, you can go get solar shirts or tank tops and wear those and people will come to you. That's another little tip, right? But your local gym, your chamber, our community events, webinars, our meetups, our virtual classes. That's where I get a lot of my connections from, or meetups and virtual classes that I do. Any teaching engagements that you know that are going on, talking about renewable energy or solar, maybe not even solar, but just renewable energy or maybe energy efficiency, anything like that. You want to try to sponsor that event or partner with that person, come and speak for a few minutes at that event. That's a great way to make good connections. I know a lot of our reps that do farmers markets and street fairs, and it works really, really well for them. I don't actually do that, but some of these things I don't actually do. Sustainable groups, Earth Day groups, electric vehicle day parade group. If you know these events are going on, you can call whoever is hosting the event, make a partnership with them so that you can be there to represent Powur. Church presentation, that's a big one. That's a big one. I have a couple of sellers on my team that have set up for me to go and speak at their church about solar and saving money with solar. And the way that works is she sets up the event. She has a church in Moreno Valley. She's been going there for 25 years, but she's not ready to talk in front of the group yet. No problem. She sets up the event at the church. I go and speak and tell people about solar and the benefits and the savings. And then she's responsible for signing people up or getting their bills. Does that make sense? So you can work in partnership, even if you're not ready to speak in front of the group yet. If you have the event, someone will come speak in front of the group for you. I'm sure you'll be able to find someone. You can sponsor an elementary school event. Also, this was a tip that was given to me. While presenting to the customer, you can ask them what groups or events they're a part of. Okay, and see if you can sponsor those events or be a part of that. You've got a signed client that's solar here, and he's a part of this club, Kiwanis or whatever club, and then you go and speak at that club and you have a live testimonial right there that's a part of them every day. That's pretty powerful. Okay, so events, that's another one of my areas of lead sources. And then here's just a couple of examples. I mean, if you go on my page, you'll see past events that I've done, mostly real estate events. This was a webinar event that I did. This was Powur Day. I'm gonna put all these events on my page to let people see that, Powur Day. And then this was just a Powur event that we did. But just to give you guys a couple of examples, these type of events. You could post one of these on Meetup or Eventbrite, and if only 5 people shows up, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You just made 5 new conversations and got 5 new leads. Okay. The next big one, ambassadors. So we've got a great ambassador program, right? I tell people you can use this ambassador program to help someone with a side hustle, make a little extra money, or they can make a whole career out of selling solar. Okay, eventually they'll start ambassador and move up. Okay, but a great side hustle is $1,000 for referring somebody to go solar. Okay, so even in my BNI group, I tell my people that I put them on my ambassador program. So every time they send me a referral, every time that person closes, they get that $1,000 referral. What do you think that does? It just encourages them to keep giving me bills. And not only are they giving me bills, they're pre-setting up this appointment for me. So by the time I sit with their client, their referral, it's already sold. I just can't mess it up pretty much, if that makes sense, right? So ambassadors is a great way. When I first got in Powur, when I was setting up my business, we didn't have as many clients, I'm learning to find the clients. One of my goals was to get 50 ambassadors on my team within a 90-day window. 50 ambassadors, okay? It costs nothing to make them an ambassador. And, real estate agents, home inspectors, it's a great way to get that business. I get 2 to 3 ambassador referrals per month. Sometimes I don't even know where it came from initially. Okay, but I get 2 to 3 referrals or leads, ambassador leads per month from ambassadors. And again, those are stronger leads, right? For the most part, usually those are stronger leads. Those are real estate agents that have a relationship with their client. Now they're referring me. Those are lenders that have a relationship with the client. Now they're referring me, right? So it's not a cold lead. So I would advise anyone or encourage anyone that's looking for more business, lean in on that program until you start to build your business up and use this program to help you build that business up. Okay, so ambassadors is a big thing. And then last but not least, social media. Now I'm gonna be honest, I stole this from my brother, Jonathan, okay, because I wasn't a big social media person prior to starting Powur. But once I became a part of Powur, I saw how important it was to incorporate social media into your business. If you're not doing that, it's not a good thing. The first thing people do when they hear your name or when they talk to you about something, the first thing people tend to do is look you up and Google you or search you. If they search you and they can't find anything for you, you're what we call in real estate a secret agent. and you never want to be a secret agent. And it works the same way for solar. So even if you're just building up for that recognition, there's some strategies that you can use. Over time, you start getting business from that. There's a great mentor on our platform, Anthony Bonilla. He's got a great training on social media. His whole business started from social media. Okay. So what you want to do is focus on getting friends, adding people. If you've got a Facebook account and you want 5,000 friends on Facebook. The main platforms that I focus on, because there's so many out there, but there's only, you know, so many you can do. I would say focus on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Okay. If you're looking for referral partners or business partners or people that can refer multiple deals, LinkedIn is a really, really great resource. That's the place for all the business professionals. You know, you don't see all the emojis and memes and all that on LinkedIn. That's business only. So that's where I go for that. But Facebook and Instagram is where I'm showing installs, you know, testimonials, permit to receive. So when people look me up, I've got a story online for them. You want to use a personal and a business page. And then I get asked a lot when it comes to social media, you know, what do you post? When do you post? How do you post? You know, what's ideas for content? And if you ask 10 people the very same question, you're going to get 10 totally different answers, right? Because everybody has a different philosophy. I just say schedule stuff, post it, and just be consistent. What can you post? Awards recognition. You can answer questions. You can do selfies of yourself, you know, just with your solar shirt on, or just saying, have a great day, you know, videos, solution examples, right? Different reviews. Reviews are really, really great to post online where they see that client talking about what a great job you did for them. Pictures of proposals. I know you guys see them all the time. We just helped a family go solar. They were paying this and now they're paying that. Okay, when you post things like that and you're consistent over time, eventually you start getting people reaching out to you and saying, hey, you know, I want to find out how much I can save. Can you help me? Can you do a proposal for me? Okay, great things to post. Obviously, install photos, install pictures. Even if you can't make it to the install, it's out of state, you can ask the property, PM to upload in assets the photos, and you can install those photos and show them on your Facebook page. Okay. Jonathan, I know, is really big on community groups. And there's some other people I know that are really big on community groups, where they're a part of these different buzz groups or connect groups or mom groups. Mom groups are amazing. I'm not in a mom group, but I have friends that are in mom groups. And every time they post about their business, they get referrals from that mom group. Like moms stick together. They, you know, so if you're in any of those groups, okay, you want to mention solar, you want to talk about it. You don't want to hard sell in the group, but you want to maybe show them a family that you just helped go solar, right? And post it to that group. And now someone will reach out to you that way. But those are really, really good groups. Online referral groups that are not tapped as hard as they should be, Nextdoor and alignable.com. Those are some other online groups where you post your business and you build communities in those groups. And then there's a couple of, if there are anything about social media, if someone asks me, what should I do about social media? This is a lot. What are 2 tips you would give me? The first tip I would give you is canva.com. Okay. That's where you go. It's a free setup, or you can pay to upgrade, but you can get it for free. And that's where you're going to go and set up your social media posts, your Instagram posts, your Facebook posts. Canva.com is amazing. It's an amazing resource. And then the next thing I would say that you should do is video. Video right now is more important than any meme or any other post that you can make. The consumers are drawn to video. So all of the platforms, their algorithms like videos better. The more video you do, the better they are, the more recognition you're going to get online, the more they're going to push you out. You're going to work better with the search engine optimization, if you know what that is. Okay, so videos are great things. You can do little reels, YouTube shorts, any type of video. I would focus on that. Okay, so that's my tips there for social media. Again, I use social media more for branding and recognition, but it's super important because if someone looks you up and they can't find you, you then become a secret agent. All righty, and that, my friends, are my 6 channels. I'm going to wrap up with 2 slides on just the other things that I do on a daily basis to ensure success within my business. And I might not have mentioned this business for me is pretty much part-time. It's all virtual and it's pretty much part-time. I'm still very active in real estate. I still have a team. I still have real estate duties I have to deal with every day. So that's why these things are key and important to have and set up and in place so that I can get that success. If that makes sense. So wrap up. What would I say for wrap up? Number one, work a lot, right? Especially in the beginning. Right? You're setting up your business. If you are at that point, you're getting established, work really, really hard in the beginning, and then it becomes so much easier later on down the line. But you want to work a lot. You want to grind daily, build the business and your book of business. Okay. Again, solar gets easier with time. It's a marathon though, not a sprint. In the very beginning, my first year, I had some success, but nowhere near the success I have now because it's all time based on the time. It's all compounding. Be the expert. Or ask if you don't know, okay? It's okay for us not to know everything. It's impossible for me to know everything. So I'm the expert in the things that I do know, and the things I don't know, I go to the other professional about that, okay? And you always wanna be confident whenever you're talking to a client. You wanna project confidence. People wanna work with people that know what they're doing and that are confident in what they're doing. You wanna be responsive and always communicate with clients even when there's no update. Here's another good tip. To get leads, to get contact information from someone. You want to share your digital business card with them via text. Now, I don't do that as much in solar. I used to do it all the time in real estate. The way it works is when they come in and they ask you for information, you say, sure, I'm going to text it to you. They ask you for your contact number. You have your card. You know how they try to blow you up. You have your card. Sure. You know, here, let me text it to you. What's your phone number? Pull out your phone and you're ready to dial in the number. They just start reciting your number, 310, blah, 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 blah. Send them your business contact info that way. Now you've got their contact info to follow up with for a solar sit down or a solar savings proposal. When I do my presentations, I use my slides always, and then I update them periodically. I don't care if the person, I just did a proposal for someone that worked at Freedom Forever, and he didn't want to go through all the slides. And I said, I'm just going to go through those slides. If you just please bear with me, I'll make it really quickly. We'll get done in 20 minutes. An hour and a half later, as we were signing him up for solar, he was amazed at all the stuff that he learned by me going through the slides. And he'll probably be joining Powur under that seller that I did the deal with. Okay, so always go through the slides. Don't try to shortchange it, just go through the slides. It works best. Be passionate, build the pain and make it exciting. The slides allow you to do that. It allows you to build the pain of why they really need to go solar. Use the takeaway close. Sometimes you got to use the takeaway close, right? Solar isn't right for everybody. We're just here to see if it's a good fit for you. If it's not, no problem. I'll ask you, do you have a family member or friend that may benefit from it, right? Or use the kind of takeaway close with them. So I use that sometimes. With the proposal savings report, I use it to offer value and to educate and inform them. Okay, I tell people right at the beginning, I'm not here to sell you anything. Right? So you can put your arms down a little bit. I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm not going to push a hard sell on you. I'm going to educate and inform you about how solar works so you can make the best decision for you and your family going forward. Okay. So I use a soft close. I don't use a hard close when selling solar. I don't want to hard close somebody today and then for them to just cancel, 10 days later. Okay, so I use a soft close. After I show them the numbers, I'm asking them, so what do you think of the monthly payment? 9 times out of 10, when they're in California, the monthly payment, just energy to solar, just, apples to apples, everything being even, that monthly payment's going to be lower than what they're paying for energy. Okay, so that's where I go with that close. You want to always give them a gift at install, right? It's something that we do in real estate. It's nothing that you have to do, but it's a great thing to do, right? And you can be very creative with that gift. I like to give them, if they don't have a nest or something energy related, something like that, a ring door, something something techie that doesn't cost too much, a gift like that. You can even do a gift of a donation for the home builds that we're doing out in Mexico, right? But you want to build it and make it look fancy and put it in a box or put a card and make it look nice. But you always want to gift them at install. And if you can, grab a picture of that so that you can put that on your social media. You and the family just smile, quick picture. So you can put that on social media. So while you're showing the panels, you're also showing the humans as well, right? You always want to stay in touch after install. A great way to stay in touch is 6 months. It should be 3, 6, 9, 12 months. It's probably not going to happen, but if you touch them 6 months later, if you touch them 9 months later, just ask them for a copy of their bill so you can check out how they're doing in regards to the true up, so that there's no surprises 12 months later when the true up comes. right? Most customers will send you that bill. Sometimes that sparks another conversation. That's what we call a bill review. I also send holiday cards and small token gifts. I also send birthday cards. When they give me their birthday, when I'm getting them approved, I write down their birthday and I put them in my CRM of their birthday, so they get a card on their birthday. Once a year, I have one card. Once a year, every time someone's birthday come up, they get that card that year. And then I change the card again in January. Every time the birthday comes up, they get the same card in January, right? I have a system that does that. And then I also cloverleaf. I think that's super important. You can do it during the site survey, during the install, and you can do it after the install. And for those that don't know what cloverleafing is, it's just touching the doors that are around the project or the install that just happened or it's going to happen. If you just help Jenny and she's getting her site survey done today, it's really easy to go to the neighbor and say, hey, Jenny's got some people on her roof. If they're too loud, I'm sorry, let me know. We're putting solar on our house today. Just wanted to give you a heads up, right? And just that, you know, without even asking a direct question, that'll spark some questions, usually just that, oh, solar. Yes, do you know about this? Blah, blah, blah. It'll start a conversation. So you want a cloverleaf. Another good thing to cloverleaf, something that I cloverleaf, a little cheat code I use, I cloverleaf testimonials. So I had a client in Corona. He's a veteran, Navy vet. He knows all of his neighborhood. He's been living there forever. He went solar with me because he was a referral. We have a relationship. And then I had him give me a testimonial on how easy it was to work with me, how clean the install was, how well Powur worked. On the testimonial, I got the door hangers off of Powur's website, stuck the testimonial with his picture, his Navy vet thing saying, I'm your neighbor. Here's how my install went. And that's what we door knocked with. I got like 4 other jobs in that area from just that one testimonial card. Okay, so little things like that, right? Things that, you know, if they see someone they know, oh, I know that guy, oh, he just went solar, that might spark that conversation. So just consistently doing all of those things every day, you know, little by little, building up is how I get the leads, how I get the referrals. And from there, I just work those referrals, follow up with those clients, do those things that I showed you on that wrap up. And that, my friends, is how I'm able to work, you know, put in part-time hours, work virtually, and still get the results that I get here with Powur. So yeah, that's the end of the training portion.
Marisa, that was so awesome. Thank you so much for all those nuggets. Gosh, I wish I had my pen and was taking notes. So I will rewatch this later. I have one question, and I do see there's another question in the chat. Sorry if I missed this, but for your memory jogger, is that an app that you have, or what is that?
Oh, that's a great question. So you guys, Powur provides us with a business plan. Okay, I never recreate the wheel. I do what someone else says. That's in the Powur business plan that we get right in the beginning. So when you join, you should be going to Powur On. They'll tell you about their business plan. That memory jogger is in their business plan, along with a list of people to jog your memory, your hairdresser, your gardener, your this, your that, your that. There's like a list of all these different people.
Insane. And you know what? This really makes me want to go back to the basics and just see what's there now, because there's been so much development with what Powur already has. So is that a PDF that you pulled out, or does it like export to Excel?
It's a PDF. And you can fill it in on the PDF. It's a fillable PDF.
Ooh, very cool.
I'll make sure to put it in the newsletter so that when the newsletter comes out with this training video, it'll have the business plan, Powur's business plan.
That is awesome. And then also Jeanette had a really good question, and I want to try to answer this myself as well as you, Marisa.
Thank you.
So she said, how many people in your experience just think about it versus close the same day? And I'll start off with this.
Yes.
She's talking about, because she mentioned, you said, you know, you're a soft closer. I'm a soft closer myself. I do not believe in hard closing. That is a pathway to higher cancellation rates, in my opinion. And I have almost no cancellations. And I would say I had 2 in the last 2 years, and I have over 100 installations, probably closer to 200 now. And so I am not a fan of hard closing. And the reason for this is because if someone tells you they need to think about it, First of all, that's not a good sign. As a soft closer, I don't leave the appointment with, I need to think about it. Let's go deeper into that and see what's the real objection. Do you need to talk to your tax person? That's an okay reason to let them off the hook, right? Yes, go talk to your tax person. Go talk to, your husband who couldn't make it today. Record your Zooms, right? If husband or wife isn't there, record the consultation, have them send it to their husband, have their wife watch it, and then book a call when you are all available to be there. So if they have a certain task they need to work on, and that's why they can't close right there and then that's okay. Let them do that and let them know, yeah, there's no pressure on my end, right? Because we're busy. We're going to have lots of people signing up with or without them. And the lack of desperation, you guys, I cannot tell you enough. If you take anything from the advice I'm giving you right now, take this. A lack of desperation sells way more than pushing someone. If you are, we call it commission breath in our industry. If you are over texting, if you are over speaking, if you're like, well, this, well, that, and really trying to get that hard close, that is going to be not as advantageous for you if you act like you don't need their clothes, right? I know that sounds silly, but when one of my mentors, Jonathan Brunoso, who's one of the top people in our company, when I first shadowed him in a consultation, I was like, you act like you don't need this sale. I was like, is that your tactic? And I was blown away that it was just so simple. It was so simple. It's, obviously we want to appreciate their business, but really, you have to be careful not to come off as desperate. You have to be careful not to make them feel any pressure at all, because any of that is going to leave a feeling with them that is not good. So that's all I have to say about a soft close. Major fan of the soft close. I am the softest closer you'll meet probably. I'll turn it over to Marisa to answer this question as well.
I mean, you did it so well. I'm just going to add on, I'm the same way with you. Most of the time I need to talk to my CPA. I need to find out about the credit, or the husband or the spouse, one couldn't be there. We prefer to have them both, but sometimes it can't be there. And again, those are good reasons to come back and let me know later. The only times I do a one-legger close is when the client, I probably shouldn't say this, but when they ask me, when they say, okay, let's sign up. Right. When they give me the positive indication to let's sign up. So I'm either going to get that, or I'm going to get, okay, I'm ready, but I got to talk to my CPA. And then I find out, okay, when is that going to happen? Okay, I'm going to set our appointment for this day after you've talked to your CPA and we have a follow-up. I never leave the call without that follow-up right there. So I usually do mine in two, to give them an opportunity to do that, whatever that is. Otherwise, they're saying, okay, let's go forward. We're ready. We're both here. Let's get the pre-approval going. Let's go forward.
Yeah, exactly. And then, so I think Jeanette, in that question, she was also asking, like, what percentage would you say close on the first round? I'm going to say 20%.
Yeah, 20. I was going to say 20%.
And that may sound crazy to you, because I know, like, Wally Rita, right? He's a big proponent of the hard close. I do not believe in that. I just don't. And so I would say 20% of mine close on the first round, but if you look at who I meet with and who I close, I'm closing at a high rate for people I meet with. And that's what matters. And what's so awesome is when someone takes time to think about it and they're like, yes, this is the best decision. And they are sold on you. They're going to go all the way through their project. They're not going to have second thoughts throughout. They're ready. And they're going to be 100% until the end. So 20% I would say sign right away for myself, and the other 80, on a second meeting, on a very short 5 to 10 minute, let's just sign up. We thought about it. We did our task with the CPA.
It's about right.
Thank you for that. Thank you.
Yes, no problem. And then Marisa Berry was asking, how do we get the BNI discount, and what is a discount?
Very good questions, Barry. As far as the exact amount, I'm not sure, because the program was actually created after I had already joined BNI, but it's not expensive at all. It's so worth it. I think it's only $5.99 a year, somewhere around there. Okay, that might seem a lot. I got my first deal in 2 months. So the commission on that paid for my BNI for that year plus the next 3 or 4 or 5 years. Does that make sense? So it was that email link that was bnipartner.com/power. You go there, and I'm sure on that page they'll show you what discounts there are that are available. I just don't know the full amount off the top of my head. I apologize.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good to know. My application just got accepted, so I didn't even know about the discount. So I'm gonna look into that. Thanks, guys.
Yes, BNI is gold.
Yeah.
Anyone else with any questions here? We are right at 10:59.
Oh, someone else did ask how they can get access to this asset. Very valuable asset, they said.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. What you want to do is put your email and your first and last name in the chat. We print the chats out at the end of this meeting. Whenever we see a new email in the chat, we add you to the newsletter, and you'll get it on the newsletter that goes out on Friday.
I'm not sure if I'm on that list. I know I've given my email before.
Are you not? Okay, let me make sure. I'll double check for you there, Barry,
Thanks.
because I have seen your email come over.
Yeah, and one topic that was brought up that I think is really good for future training, Jeanette, or someone was asking, what's the difference between a social Instagram story reel? Because you were going through that.
Yeah.
That would be an amazing training, I think, would be very valuable. So we'll put that on the roster for future training, just to physically go through Instagram and show you guys how to do a post, how to do a story. I know I have several tips, and I think Marisa is also a master at this. So maybe we can do like a co-training on that.
Cool, cool, cool. And that's the beautiful thing, right? Because Cynthia just says she thinks I'm a master. Guess what? I pay somebody to do my Instagram. I am not the most social media person because I'm talking or training or doing this. I'm not on my phone. My reels, my YouTubes, these video edits that you're going to get later, the newsletters. I pay somebody $6 an hour to do that. So if you guys want to know more about that, get with me later and I'll gladly share that information. Okay, cool. Any other questions? Please don't forget to drop your info in the chat. I do want to make sure that you get on the newsletter. But unless there are any more questions, we can go out and crush it, helping panel the planet.
Thank you, Marisa. This was awesome. Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you, everybody. I appreciate everyone, and I appreciate my co-hosts. We'll see you guys back next week, and Chrislyn will be taking over with her training. See you next week, everybody. Thank you for taking the time to watch the Women of Power training series. I hope that you got some great value out of that video, and there's much, much more where that came from. Listen, if you'd like to join Power or find out more about this awesome and amazing platform, please feel free to reach out to me. My contact information is in the description. I look forward to connecting with you real soon. Have a great day.